Hey,
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm good.
Well, thank you so much for kicking it with me today.
No problem. No problem. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Now, our mutual friend, Munch,
Hmm.
suggested that I hit you up to be on the show. Saw your page, and I was like, yeah, we got to get him on.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I mean, I try to do my thing.
Yeah, so you're doing your thing. So, for those that may not know you, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, Low key E. My name is Edwin Botchway. I'm actually a realtor in the New Jersey area. I've been collecting for probably 20 years now. I actually have gotten rid of a lot of my sneakers, but I still have a decent collection now. But pretty basic guy. I really don't do a whole lot. Honestly, I stay home most of the time. So
You know what? That's like honestly the safest thing to do, to stay home because outside is crazy.
yeah, these days especially, a lot of things going on.
Yes, yes. So, when did that love for kicks start for you?
Honestly, as a kid, my first pair was the Jordan 9s, the OG Jordan 9s. I got them, I think I was about 6 years old. And I literally wore them until like the soles fell off. So those have been like my favorite pair of sneakers. And then honestly, it's like kind of like everybody else's story. You grow up wanting a pair, but you can't really afford them. So when you finally do get some money, you go and buy everything that you couldn't get as a kid. So that's kind of how it started for me. And it kind of just grew from one pair to 10 pairs to 20 pairs. And now it's about 103 pairs.
Dang. So, do you remember that pair that you wanted so bad and you couldn't
Mhm.
get it until you got a job and bought it yourself?
Yes, the Cardinal Sevens. Those were the first pair of Jordans that I bought by myself. I remember saving up my check. They dropped. I went and picked them up. This is back when you could actually just walk into a store and actually go buy sneakers. So a lot different times, but yeah, that was my first pair that I actually ended up buying for myself. And yeah, I definitely appreciated those a lot. So same kind of story of wore them into the ground as well.
I mean, do you still have them for like people?
Nah, I haven't seen those in years. Those it's kind of like when they get to a point where there's no recovering, I kind of just got rid of them.
So, would you say that that's the pair that kind of like changed the game for you? Because you're like, I could buy it
Yeah,
myself.
that was kind of like what started, I would say, the collection, like or me collecting sneakers in general. I started with those, then I think I ended up with a pair of the this is like back in 2006, the black and blue fives that came out. It was like all black with the blue lining. The Flint sevens, a couple other ones that came out after that, and then it just kind of snowballed into buying a whole bunch of more.
So, you said that you got rid of some pairs.
Mm-hmm.
What made you do that?
It's kind of like where it gets, when they get cooked and you really can't wear them out anymore. It's kind of like, hey, there's no point in really having them. They're just taking up space. So that's kind of like what happened with those. So I mean, looking back, I kind of wish I did have them just to kind of have as like nostalgia pieces, but yeah, they really weren't wearable anymore. So
Oh,
this
so
is
they were like you wore them to the ground.
yeah, this is
Oh,
before before driving, before having cars and all that. So you're literally walking everywhere. So they got some pretty good miles on them. So and they ended up in pretty bad beat up shape. So yeah, it's really like, hey, you might as well get rid of these at this point.
you know what? I like you. You wear your shoes.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not one of the people that just holds them. I might have, I think maybe two pairs that I haven't worn yet. But for the most part, if I have them, I've worn them at least once.
Yes, wear your shoes, people.
For sure, for sure. People just hold on to them and just keep them on the shelf, and I'm like, what's the point?
What is the point? What is your rotation like?
My rotation, let me see. Let me grab a couple of these. Well, today I have on these. Kind of,
Okay.
yeah. You
Okay.
know, a lot of people said the heavy ones were like the best colorway. I kind of like these a little bit more. They're a little bit more chill. You can wear them a little more often. Kind of like a everyday look. So I like them. These, I feel like these were super slept on dunks. The City Market. I feel like the little secret bag inside was pretty cool. I like the materials. I like the colors. It's kind of like something you could wear with any color. Kind of really on any given day. So undefeated,
Mm.
undefeated Air Max 97s. These were pretty cool. Like I said, I'm like a cozy guy. So as you can see, sweats, hoodies is kind of like my thing. So I'm always all about the cozy sneakers. Anything that I can rock with cozy stuff, is always a go for me.
All right. I see you have the ones that you showed me. They're like designed ones. You know, people kind of go for like the more simpler colors ones. You like the funky ones.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like if you're gonna wear basic clothes, you got to have at least a statement piece on the feet. A lot of people wear like statement clothes pieces, so they keep the basic shoes. So it's kind of like you got to balance it out. You don't want to wear too much and then end up doing too much on a regular day. So I kind of try to balance it out whenever I'm wearing like obviously basics.
Yeah.
On the feet just to kind of stand out a little bit.
Okay, so that means I asked Munch this before, in his interview. Mm-hmm. Do you choose your shoes before, like for an outfit first, or do you choose the clothes first?
It depends, because it's not just one. Some days I have like a sneaker in mind. I'm like, yo, I definitely want to wear these, and then I'll put an outfit together around it. And then some days I'll have an outfit in mind. I'm like, what sneakers kind of will go with these? So it all depends, honestly. A lot of times it's like the occasion, how I'm feeling. So it fluctuates. It kind of goes back and forth. I definitely say probably more often it is the sneakers that I pick first, and then I go from there and pick something else out that's gonna work with it. But sometimes, you have a nice outfit that you want to throw on. You're like, hey, I need some sneakers to go with this. So let me figure out what's gonna work with it.
Okay, so how do sneakers make you feel when you put them on, like especially for the first time?
Oh man, everybody likes a fresh pair of kicks. That's like the best feeling in the world. You throw the fresh pair on, you feel like you can do anything. So yeah, definitely, it's a good feeling. Everybody, I think that's probably what ends up being the reason why people end up buying so many new pairs, because they like that new pair feeling.
That's true. That's true. So you got 103 pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see on your page, you also have EB kicks.
Yeah. So honestly, I started reselling. I know everybody's going to be like, oh my God, a reseller. I started reselling to kind of supplement me buying shoes. So it started out as me buying like 2 or 3 pairs and then selling the extras and keeping one for myself so I could kind of get a free pair for myself. And then friends and family started hitting me up and saying, hey, can you get me a pair? I need these in this size. So I kind of branched out to there. So honestly, it's mostly still friends and family. Like I really don't do a whole lot of like bulk selling or shipping. Most of the people that shop for me are like people that I know already, and they're like, hey, I need this size. I missed out. Can you get them for me? And then I'll sell them to them. But yeah, it was really just a way to supplement my own collection, because yeah, they get pretty expensive, and inflation, sneaker prices is going up. You got to do something to try to keep up. So it was definitely something that I started just to kind of help keep my collection going.
So you're like the family plug.
Somewhat. I don't really think I'm that much of a plug. Munch is probably the plug, more so of a plug than I am, but I can get a couple pairs here and there.
Yeah. Now, earlier you mentioned being able to walk into the store and buy a pair.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about, I don't know, is it an evolution of that, or is it like?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, because I know the supply is going up, but also the demand is going up. So it's kind of a good and bad thing, because more people are buying shoes, but then now there are people that are bulk buying and kind of killing the market. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Like, because I can't be mad at somebody trying to get their money. If somebody figured out a way that, hey, if people want these things, then I can make a little bit of money on it. I can't hate on that. But I also hate the fact that, like we talked about earlier, people that are buying a bunch and just keeping them on the shelf and just hoping that the price goes up so they can sell them. It's kind of like, do you really like the sneaker, or are you only buying it based off of how hype it is? And that's where a lot of times I feel like people kind of kill like the sneaker culture. It's really just kind of becoming more something where people are looking to make more money off of it, more so than actually like wear it with an outfit, or just kind of have it just to say, hey, it used to be like, hey, I wanted to get these just because nobody else would have them. And now it's kind of like, I'm getting these because everybody else is going to have them. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's the evolution of it, I guess, but it kind of sucks in a way.
Yeah. So at least like, you got to experience both. So you probably have a story of standing in line.
Of course. Everybody has like the standing waiting in line. I've never done the overnight camp. I know people that have done like overnight camps. I've never done like overnight camping. But I have waited in line, missed out. I remember the Defining Moments package, the first dual package sneaker. And honestly, I thought that nobody was going to go for it. I'm like, oh, these are too much. People aren't going to go. I'm just going to go and it's not going to be any line. I get there and the line's around the corner. I ended up being like 5 people behind like the last size that were available on my size. So I missed out on them, but yeah, it was tough. That was like my first real like, hey, yeah, this is getting real moment for me.
Yeah. Do you feel like the generation now, like the younger people that didn't get to experience that, kind of, I don't know, kind of missed out on that like experience, or like in the culture, kind of like it's all online now, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel?
Yeah and no, because it's getting dangerous now. Like honestly, I've seen Supreme did a in-store drop where they tried to do a first come first serve drop, and it turned into chaos. So I'm kind of like, yeah, it's good to see people still kind of in that energy, but it's kind of like, I really don't want anybody to get hurt over them either. So I do appreciate stores trying to make an effort to make it a little bit safer for people to buy shoes, but I guess I just wish they took a little bit more time to figure out a way that it was fair for everybody. Because obviously bots have kind of like made their way into the sneaker game to where if you know how to use them, you can get whatever you want somewhat. And if you don't, then you kind of just missing out, or you're buying from a reseller. And this is also, we're also from the era where we didn't have StockX or Go or a lot of these sneaker platforms to buy from. So it was really just maybe eBay or like Nike Talk, where you had to get on the forums and really find somebody that had your size that you could either trade or hope you send them a PayPal and just hope that they would send you the sneaker and kind of go from there. But I think it's good that people now have more access to them. I just wish that stores put more effort into, I guess, making it fair for everybody.
How do you think they can make it fair?
I don't know, it's a cat and mouse game, because everything that they change, the people who make the bots, they change to kind of accommodate it. So they might stop the bots on like one drop where it's a little bit better for manual users, but eventually they're going to catch up. So I guess it's just the evolution of times. The more people have access to better computers, more information, and a better understanding of how to use the sites, the easier it is for them to develop the programs and be able to say, hey, I can buy 100 pairs of these on any given drop.
True. Now, are you someone like me that take L's on the sneaker app, or are you a W person?
A little bit of both. I kind of go through streaks of L's and W's. I don't know, for some reason, Sneakers app is kind of like, it's like a love-hate relationship, because I'll go through like a month where I hit everything, and then I'll go through like another 6 months where I don't hit anything at all, or like a year straight where I don't hit anything at all. I think last year I didn't hit anything at all on the Sneakers app, but like the last 4 drops I've hit. So I don't know, it's weird. Sneakers app is just, it's a love-hate relationship, but I've gotten a decent amount of cops. Like I got the off-white UNC4s on the Sneakers app. I've gotten like off-white Prestos. I got a pretty decent collection of the Sneakers app, but it's definitely like the ones that you're like, yo, I really want these, and those are the ones that you usually take the L's on.
Wow, you're definitely one in a million.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I know maybe a couple. Now, actually, I know a few people who probably have like, I don't know if they have like a secret account or have like some type of backdoor access, but they hit all the time. And I'm just like always confused, like, yo, literally, how do you do this? And you're like, I don't know. I just enter and I win.
So what's your secret? Because we want to know.
Honestly, I don't know. I just go on. I'm active on the app. From what I've learned is like, they say they reward the people who are active on the app. So I watch the little videos. I do the polls. I like and favorite shoes, and apparently it pays off.
You hear that, people? That's how you hit on the Sneakers app. Maybe.
They want people on the app. So the more you use it, or you can go from really being active to not being active, and then they try to get you back on the app. So I think that's
so you never know. Okay, all right. So is there like, you have a bunch of friends that collect as well? Mm-hmm. You have other collectors that you admire their collection?
Yeah, I mean, T-Mark, Munch, all these guys, they got the craziest collections that I've seen. You know, they can go into any sneaker battle and pretty much dominate. So they definitely are probably, I would say, the bar as far as from what I've seen as far as collectors go. I definitely don't have anywhere near as many, but yeah, those are probably the two top guys that I think in the sneaker collecting game.
So before we get into the kicking it questions, I have to ask you, what is your definition of a sneakerhead?
I mean, I think it's somebody that's about the sneaker culture. They understand like the background stories on sneakers. They're kind of keeping up with it. And somebody who just really likes to have a good pair on, whether it be just basic. Some people just are really into just the Jordan 1s. They have a whole collection of Jordan 1s. Some people are good in like with the Air Maxes. They have a whole collection of Air Max 1s. So whatever it is that they like, they are actually buying it. They're not buying it because somebody else says it's cool, but they actually buy what they like and they actually feel comfortable wearing.
All right. Okay. So let's start kicking it. The 3 questions that I ask everybody. Mm-hmm. What are your top 3 / go-to pairs? And if you have them, we want to see them.
Okay. Top pair, I would say I wear the most are my 4s, Jordan 4s. Oh. These literally are probably the one pair I wear the most out of anything because I don't know, they're comfortable. I feel like they go with everything, and I just love them. I had the bread 4s, and I sold them. So these are kind of like my consolation prize. I wear these instead.
Now those look very clean.
Yeah, I try to keep them clean. I'll probably after every wear, I'll give them a good wipe down just to make sure they look good. But yeah, I'm trying not to cook these.
And you know what? Today I was actually scrolling on Instagram and I saw they said like, what's the most uncomfortable shoe? And someone said the 4s. What do you think about that?
Really, I think they're really comfortable. I mean, I guess it depends which pair, because they use different materials for different ones. But honestly, those I like a lot. I haven't had any issues with them. I can wear them all day, and I haven't had no problems.
Okay, what's next?
The patent bread 1s. I missed out on these when they released, so I actually ended up buying these resale. So these are like the few pair that I bought resale. I really tried not to buy resale. I was telling myself it's retail or nothing, but these I really felt like I needed to get, so I bought them. And the last pair of those undefeated ones. Those are probably the top 3 I'm wearing in the rotation right now.
Okay. What are some past releases that you wish you copped?
The Travis Lows, the original ones, the brown ones. Yeah. I really wanted those. Mm-hmm. Those are probably the one pair that I'm like, yeah, I really wish I had. You know what's crazy? I also had the original Travis 4s and sold them. And it's crazy because at the time nobody wanted them, and then out of nowhere the demand for them just went through the roof. So I don't know if it was just the fact that they were the first pair, nobody really knew what they were or knew kind of like the story behind them, but like maybe 2 or 3 months later literally everybody wants them, and now the price went from like $300 to $1,600, and I'm like, I sold them for $350. So yeah, I was a little upset about it, but yeah, those are probably the 2 I would say I wish I still had.
All right. So are there any upcoming releases that you plan on going for?
Upcoming releases, I saw like Union got the 2s coming out. I really like those. Later this year, they're supposed to be dropping the original Jordan 2s, so I want those for sure. I think those are probably the main 2. The Union 2s, I've been wanting to get a couple pairs of 2s. And it's funny because before Virgil actually announced the off-white 2s, I was planning on getting just the original Chicago 2 lows, and they were only going for like maybe $130, $140. And literally the day he announced them, they shot from $130 to like $500. And I'm like, I knew I should have bought them. I was like procrastinating, like, oh, I'm gonna get them next week, and just kept putting it off, and I ended up missing out. So now I'm like, I'm not trying to spend $500 on those right now, so I kind of missed out. But yeah, I think the 2s. I really definitely want some 2s in my collection. I don't think I have any right now, so yeah, I want to add a couple of those.
Oh, we'll keep it locked on your page to see if you get them.
For sure.
All right, so you answered the kicking it question. Now it's time for Soul or Troll. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Could be trolling you about shoes or could be trolling about life. We're just gonna get to know you a little bit better.
All right, cool.
All right. Would you rather smell like onions or smell like garlic?
Onions or garlic? I don't think I want to smell like either, but I guess if I had to pick one, I guess it would be garlic. Because at least garlic, you could say, oh, I just had a pizza. Onions, you kind of just, everyone's like, oh yeah, nobody wants to smell onions.
That's true. That's a smart one. Okay. One more?
Oh yeah, for sure. We can do it.
Would you rather have to hunt and gather all of your food or eat McDonald's for every meal?
I would rather hunt. Yeah. Honestly, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. I literally would get sick if I had McDonald's. Like I haven't had fast food in like 2 or 3 years. So I think I would honestly get sick if I had McDonald's. So I'd rather hunt them down and eat it myself.
I mean, can you imagine yourself hunting?
No, but when you gotta eat, you figure it out.
That's true. That's true. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You get hungry enough, you do what you gotta do.
Yes. Okay, one more because it's season 3. We're in season 3, so one more.
All right, we do one more.
Would you rather have a permanent unibrow or no eyebrows at all?
Permanent unibrow. I would do the unibrow. I can't be out here with no eyebrows. Plus, I mean, I feel like everybody, a couple like people have the unibrow and end up famous. Like AD got the unibrow, Frida Kahlo unibrow. They're both famous people. People admire them for the unibrow. So I think I would go with the unibrow.
Yeah, you know what? You could actually maybe be that model with the unibrow.
Yeah, you can make it a thing. So you can be the cool person with the unibrow versus not having anything at all. I feel like you really can't do anything with that.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. Okay, so you answered the solar troll question. Now, before we sign off, is there anything that you'd like the viewers to know that's coming up for you?
Check out the page. It's lowkey LWKEY _ on Instagram and Twitter. I'm also a realtor, so if you are looking for a house, I can help you out in the New Jersey area. Check me out.
Thank you so much for kicking it with me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
And I guess I'll kick it with you another time.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.